Brian, I've been thinking all week about what I want to do with you today. I was thinking that I wanted to do something pretty, just because it's pretty. I think I want to plant a flower garden. What do you think?
Steve, I love it. I think it's important for us to take the time to do things that just make us happy when we're crafting a new reality. I do love flowers. What about you? What do you think about when you think about flowers? Do you think about daffodils, that pretty yellow flower that is the very first sign of spring? Or maybe you think about dandelions, those poofy white little fuzzballs that make small yellow flowers that you can blow and make a wish, triggering gardeners everywhere. Or do you think about beautiful, elegant roses that maybe a special somebody would give to you? Or do you think about tulips or lilies or sunflowers or hydrangeas or impatiens? There's so many flowers, and they can bring us so much joy. When I think of flowers, I first think of the daffodil, that yellow flower reminding us that even though the world may still feel like winter, there is the promise of spring. A promise that there's a new day coming, and we just need to look for signs of hope everywhere. I think there's a lot to be worried about in the world. There's a lot of challenges we face. So I think it's extra special and extra important that we look and try to see signs of hope for a new day. When I think of flowers, I also think about the expression stop and smell the roses. That reminder from the beautiful and elegant flowers that there's beauty in the world right now. And we just need to stop long enough to pay attention to it. It's not the promise of what's to come, it's the promise of what is now. Where do you see beauty in the world today? How are you going to slow down enough to really appreciate it? And finally, when I think of flowers, I think of a simple arrangement of fresh cut flowers. It's a practice my mother inherited from her mother-in-law, my grandmother. She would always put a simple arrangement in the guest room when we came to visit, a sign of hospitality, a reminder that there are people working in the background, in the past, to make today a little bit brighter. Where do you see people working to make the world better, to make the world a little more beautiful? How can you work to bring a little more beauty in the world today? No matter what's happening around us, I think it's important that we look for promises of hope. The hard work of yesterday that promises a beautiful today. Slowing down in the present enough to appreciate the gift and the hope for a brighter tomorrow. The truth is, we just have to slow down enough to look for the signs. Steve, look, you have such a beautiful flower garden.
I know, Brian. Oh, I love these flowers, and they may be temporary, they may be fleeting, but they're a reminder and a promise to slow down, to focus on the beauty, and to remember that we can be part of making the world a little more beautiful.
I want to thank you for showing us that there is beauty in the world, and thank you to everybody out there for hanging out with Steve and I again. Until our paths cross next week, remember, try hard, be well, but most importantly, do good. It was the Lorax who said, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get better. It's not. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.